So, welcome everybody. Thank you all so much for attending this call to learn more about our new partnership with Givergy. It is a platform that will truly transform the way clubs and districts fundraise for dues, brick by brick, and other expenses. So, something you want to know is that if you stay on for the entire call, including for the Q&A session, you may be eligible to be entered into a drawing to win a gift card from the CKI store. So, be sure to stay tuned for that. Next slide, please. So just some important business, some things that are coming up. First is December 1. That is the regular dues deadline. We are far past the early bird deadline or the early dues deadline. So December 1, make sure your rosters and your dues are all submitted. And then also on that day, Tomorrow Fund applications close. So this is a great way to get your service project funded for your district or for your club. And if you need help with that, please feel free to reach out to Madison or I or your trustee. And then February 1st, that is when the Kiwanis Children's Fund scholarship applications close. I highly recommend applying. This is a great member benefit that we have. And lastly, put it on your calendars, mark them now. June 25th to the 27th is International Convention, and we are super excited for that. It'll be in Pittsburgh this year. Next slide. So now to introduce Givergy and our special guest here today. So Givergy is an award-winning event and online fundraising platform, and they've partnered with Kiwanis International to provide their services for a small platform fee. So Serena here is with us today. She is the Givergy partner manager, and her role is to ensure that Kiwanis and CKI clubs are set up for success in their fundraising. She will be your main point of contact to help you get started with your fundraising website and can provide best practices to help you raise more along your journey. Serena, thank you so much for being with here tonight. And if you can take it away when you're ready.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Taylor. I am super excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me. I will go ahead and share my screen. And what I'm gonna go over today is just to kind of give you a little overview. I'll give you a quick overview of our partnership and who Givergy is, but then really I'm gonna dive into our platform so you can really see everything that you can do with a Givergy campaign site. So we'll go over all of the features and all the ins and outs. I'll also show you the back end just to give you a little peek on what you can do. We'll go over the event app. So if you do want to host an event and use Givergy for check-in, then I'll show you how that works. I'll also go over the support resources that you have available to you, what our plans and pricing looks like, and then how to get started. So super excited, and I can jump right in. So first off, I guess a little bit just about the partnership. So we started about a year ago. We actually attended the convention in not a full year ago, about 6 months ago in the summer. We attended the conference in Denver, and that was our first introduction to Kiwanis. We met a few clubs there from CKI as well, but that was our kickoff to our partnership. And really, Givergy provides a platform for all different types and sizes of clubs, organizations, associations. And we wanted to be able to bring our platform to everybody. And so that's kind of where the Kiwanis partnership came about, is offering our platform with a like a platform fee. So instead of it being like a cost of a few $1,000s just to sign up, it's now just a small percentage of all the fees that are taken, and then the rest is profit. All the rest of it is your fundraising profit. So just really excited to be able to bring our solutions and our services to you. So who is Givergy? First thing I always get asked is, who are you? Like Givery, giver what? So I like to pronounce it Givergy. That's how you pronounce our name. So as Taylor said, we're a seamless fundraising solution. We provide all the tools that you would need to fundraise for your special projects from start to finish. And just to make sure, you guys can see my screen with my PowerPoint, right? Just make sure. And then through Givergy, you can host silent and live auctions, accept donations, raffles, drawings, event tickets, manage your guest list, and even do notifications through text and email. So we'll talk about all of that. But who we are as a company, we are actually founded in London. I'm one of the few people on staff who does not have like British accent. Most of our team, we're based in the UK, we're in Canada, also in Australia and Hong Kong. We do operate all around the world. Our platform is available anywhere where our payment processor is available. But we were founded in London in 2010. So we've been on this journey for about 15 years now, developing this platform so it fits the needs of everyone worldwide. We've served over 6,000 clients in these regions, ran more than 20,000 campaigns, and helped raise over $1 billion. We're super proud of. And then also a few years ago, we became a B Corporation. So if you're familiar with that certification at all, it just means that we are like party to a framework of the highest standards of a company. So the way that we treat our employees, our clients, the environment, basically like we hit all these different levels of standards for how you should run a company. So it was really hard to get that certification. So we always like to boost it out, and really we're really proud of that. So yeah, this just shows you a little bit where our offices are located. So that's me. I'm out here in Los Angeles. We've got a couple different locations in the US, Canada, UK, Hong Kong, and Australia. So now we're gonna jump in and look at the site. And I'm happy to go over questions as if you have anything that you want to stop and ask questions now, definitely do so. Otherwise, we can also do questions at the end, but really whatever works for you. So this is our home page, and we did create a demo site just for CKI, and you will all have access to this, so I'll send it to you afterwards. So you'll be able to kind of sign in and play around a little bit. I'm going to sign out. Here we go. So just to give you like an overview of the home page, we have a banner image, and then these buttons that'll take you to certain different things on the site that you can customize. As we scroll down, you've got your little introduction here. You can turn this on or off to show the total amount that has been raised. And then directly on this home page, you've got your silent auction, donations, and raffles. So depending on what you're wanting to use the platform for, you can hide or remove different things. If you want to use us for like a membership dues, that would be through the donations. And we do also have recurring donations, which you could use as well. So you could set up like a yearly donation or monthly donation or just a one-time. But they're all here on the homepage. And so I will go through. Let's say I want to bid on an auction item. I'll show you what that all looks like. I'll go ahead and sign in. But also here at the top, you have a couple of custom pages. So you can customize this really any way that you need. You can add external links. You can have up to 3 pages like this of internal links. So this is an About Us page. And then it also jumps to your sponsors. So you can highlight your sponsors and then link to their websites. On the event page, we have a event landing page where you can also have a nice big banner image. So let's say like you're really focusing on just fundraising and you don't have an in-person event. Maybe you're just focusing on this page because it has all the fundraising on it. But if you do have an event that you're wanting to promote, then you can just send out the page to this and it has everything you need for the event. So a little description, an itinerary, you can sell tickets, contact the host, you can email the host. And then we like to highlight the sponsors as many times as we can. So you can see the sponsors there as well. So that is our event page. And then on here, we have all the fundraising. So we do have direct links. You can create a QR code if you wanted to just to this link. You don't have to only use the homepage one if you just want to highlight silent auction, donations. You can solicit donations, so it'll ask you to sign in and then take you to a donation form. So if you want to use this to collect donations from the community, this is a great place to do that. We also have raffles, 50-50, and just a regular raffle with a prize. And then the recurring donations, again, you'll sign in, then you'll have the option to do that. So what I will do, let's say I just want to come onto the site and I want to make a donation. I'll come down here, pick my donation level. On this donation page, you can hide this page completely so it can go directly to sign you in. Or if you want to put some information about what you're donating to, you can do that. I've had people use or organizations use the site as a peer-to-peer where each person would have their own individual page like this, and then they would have their own messages of support that people could leave here. So it kind of works like a individual fundraising page if you want it to. So let's say I want to say thank you and make my donation of 100. It's going to take me to sign in. Just remembering my last account that I put in there. So my phone number. The page is very customizable. So all of these fields here, you can turn on or off. Of course, the name, email, and phone number is always going to be required. But everything else, like you can add a mailing address here if you wanted. You could turn off the credit card at this stage if you want to just keep it simple on the creating an account page. So I'm not going to put my credit card details in, and I'm going to click next. This is just to create my account. Takes you to a stay connected page. If you would like to remove this Givergy newsletter, I know, Josh, we had discussed we removed the signing up for CKI newsletter. So I think we probably should also remove the Givergy one as well. Happy to do that. But you can opt in to Givergy's newsletter if you want, or you can remove that page entirely and then continue. So then you can confirm your donation. You can make it anonymous or place a regular donation. And then takes you to the page where you can check out. So in order to make a donation, very simple, you just put in your donation amount, create your account page, and then check out here. And at this point, the credit card is required, and you can choose to allow the guest to cover the processing fees. By default, it will be defaulted to have them pay the fees, but the guests themselves or the user can turn that off. So if they don't want to pay the fees, they don't have to. They can. And you can also make it mandatory. So if your club says you don't want to take on any of that cost, you can just make it so they cannot uncheck this, and it's just mandatory that they're paying those fees. That's it. That's all you have to do to make a donation. If I come back to our homepage here, let's bid on an item. Well, first, let's say I added a couple of your pins from your website, a couple of your merch. So if you just wanted to buy something outright without an auction, so if you're doing any kind of sale, you could have a campaign site that's just for purchasing things. And so in that way, you would set your price, set how many you want to purchase, confirm it. Very simple there. Takes everything that you do is going to take you to that checkout page, and I'm not going to check out, so it's just going to keep on adding on to my total. If there are any questions, I can't see the chat box, so just stop and let me know.
None yet. We'll call them out.
Okay, thank you. So then let's do the auction, which is kind of our bread and butter. Within all of your silent auction items, you can highlight your sponsors. So another place you can highlight those. You can set them up so it's every few items. And if I were to make my screen smaller, then you can see it's dynamic, like on a mobile view. So it's just like every few items, there'll be a sponsor. Let's say I want to bid on these earrings. You see your description, the opening bid, when it ends. So I'll put in the bid amount and place the bid. Very simple. Now for a silent auction, it will not let you place a bid unless you have your credit card on file. You can always turn this off. We don't recommend it because you want to make sure that if someone's bidding in an auction that they have a way to pay for it. So in this case, I will not bid, but this is what you would then be forced to put your credit card in before you can move forward. All of our silent auction items that we have on this site are actually consignment items. So we have a question from Jose.
Hi, thank you so much. I was just curious about, you talked about earlier about like the events feature and how, and maybe
Mhm.
I'm saying it wrong, so forgive me, but how you could like charge tickets for events and stuff like that. A lot of us do like district conventions, which is essentially like a weekend long event where we charge for registration. Is that something we could also do here? Like where we could charge for that through here, so to speak?
Yeah, absolutely. So if I go to the tickets page, which you can get to from the home page for the event or just through here, you can set up your tickets any way that you would like to. So in this one, I have two example ones. I'm working with a organization that's doing a Moana 2 screening. So, you could even do for things like that, really any price point there. And Kiwanis does not have a ticket fee, which is a perk of working with Kiwanis and CKI. Some of our other clients, they do have a ticket booking fee, but that does not apply to CKI. So feel free to, sell as many tickets as you want without any kind of extra fees.
That's awesome. I also had another
Yeah,
question on this, if it's okay.
sure.
I know for like at least like in my district, some of the times we'll give discounted tickets or comp tickets, but we still have people register. Is there any way to like have it in where they put in a code and they get a discount price through Givergy?
Absolutely. Yep, you can do that.
Awesome. Thank
Yeah,
you
you
so
can,
much.
of course. Yeah, you can put in a promo code to make it $0, or as an admin, you can go in and maybe just add a comp, like a $0 ticket that you create. So a few different ways to make that happen, but you can definitely do that.
Thanks,
You
Serena.
can,
Thanks, Jose, for that question. I've just got a quick question for you as well, for everybody's clarification. So the fees vary based on country, but there's a base fee. So there's two fees typically, right? There's a base fee that everybody gets charged, and then there's one that it is determined by country. Is that correct? Can you speak to that a little bit?
absolutely, yes. And I will go through it at the end. I've got a little section on the
Oh,
pricing and the plans, but yeah, essentially we have a platform fee, which for the US is so it's 4% globally is our platform fee. There's also the credit card processing fee. So for a US based event, it would be the 4% platform fee, and then there's the credit card processing of 3.95. In Canada, it's a different fee. So the processing fee is based on Stripe is our credit card processor. So that's why it varies per region, because it's what Stripe is charging as well. Um, so yeah, it's two different fees that make up the total. Comes to about 7.95% for US clients, for or for CKI specifically. But yeah, some of our other clients, they do have that ticket booking fee, and that's been waived for everyone with CKI. Awesome. Yeah, I'm happy to kind of go through the motions of buying a ticket just so you can see what that looks like. If I just wanted to buy one ticket, takes you to an order summary. You're able to put in the booking details of who's purchasing the ticket. If they're not actually attending, they can deselect this. Let's say I am attending, just confirm my information here. Again, the processing fee, this is the 3.95%, that credit card processing. So in this option, it's optional for them to pay, but they can turn that off. And then we have the pay now. We do also have something called reserve and pay later. So if you want to give that power to your guests to get their ticket without paying for it and coming back to pay later, that is an option. Or they can, if you want them to invoice you and you just want them to reserve it through the site, but maybe they want to pay through a check, then you can do that too. So that's what the option I'll pick, reserve and pay later. And then now it's now going to send me an email and a text message with a QR code that links to my ticket and a confirmation of my ticket. The fee for Canadian clients is 3.75. Don't completely quote me on that, but believe it's 3.75 for Canada and 3.95 for the US. Saw that question come through the chat. Yeah, so that's all you have to do. You can view your tickets and then you can make changes. One feature we have is the ability to ask questions. So if you want to ask what their meal requirement is, or dietary restrictions, or who they want to sit next to, anything like that, you can add those questions in when they're buying their ticket. And then when they can always come back and make changes to those at any time. If you want them to, like a cutoff date, we do also have a date where, let's say you have to give your totals to a caterer, you can add a cutoff time where they can't go back and change and make those changes later. So pretty involved system. There's really a lot that you can do. There's a lot of ways you can customize it, but that's just some of the ways there. The tickets, just so while I'm in here in my activity, it takes me to the tickets, but you can also see anything that I've outbid on, things that I'm winning, also includes purchases, any donations that I've made. So standard my activity tracker there. And then I did just want to show you our consignment items. So if you need some help, you want to do an auction, but you don't have the resources to collect donated items, we have a lot of really wonderful trips, experiences, Taylor Swift frames, put the Mike Tyson one in here because that's been relevant in the news recently. We really have like all kinds of items that you can pick from with a range of price points. So some of them, US Open can be much more expensive versus we've got this like trip to Mexico. That we even have like a less expensive trip to Mexico as well. So we've got lots of different items that you can pick from. We have a whole brochure, and I can sneak by and show you the back end of the site. If you want to add those items, you just go directly into your auction items, Givergy items, and you can scroll through and add them. So it's super easy to add our consignment items to your catalog if you choose to do that. All right. So gone through our auction donations. I do want to show you our raffle because I think that's a pretty cool feature. We have two different raffle options. We've got a 50-50 raffle, and then we have a prize draw. So with the 50-50, it's going to tell you what the total prize pot is. So I've just purchased a couple before our meeting today. So the prize pot is pretty small, but the more people purchase tickets, the higher the prize pot will be. And you can choose if you want it to be a 50-50 cash draw or if you want it to be a 70-25. You can determine what that split is, which is pretty nice. And then you can also add bundles. Let's say I want to maybe buy I want to buy like 10 tickets. I'll do 2 bundles here and purchase those tickets. Adds it to my account here. But if I go back to the raffle, I think I have to pay for it in order for that to update there. So it does want you to pay for it in the moment. You can go to this checkout at any time and pay for your things, and then it'll show in your prize pot. Other raffle is just a standard prize draw. So again, you can have different bundles, and then you can see when it's going to end, how many are available, description, anything like restrictions you can add. So all the information you would need to sell raffle tickets. We also can pick the winner, which I may or may not have time to show, but you can pick the winner directly through the platform as well. Jonathan, the fee for members in the Caribbean. We have, when you go to sign up, it's going to list your fee for your region. So you'll be able to see all of that. When you scan the QR code, you'll be able to pick everything. And Michelle, yes, there might be gaming laws in each state that have to do with raffles. So absolutely consult your local gaming laws. We give you the car. We don't tell, and it can go as fast as you want, but there's still laws that tell you how fast you should go. So even though we do definitely have this wonderful feature, you do absolutely want to consult your legal team, make sure that you know the laws in your region for what you can or can't do. If you can't call it a raffle, you need to call it an opportunity drawing. If you need to hide it and only use this as a payment processor and actually give them physical tickets, there's still ways that you can use the platform for that payment processing and for all the organization without actually just making sure that you're still following all of the guidelines for your region. So thanks for pointing that out. All right, so went through the raffles. Let's go into our leaderboard. So at an event, if you did want to showcase your items or your total raised, you can customize these different leaderboards. So this is great if you're doing a call to action, if you're asking for donations, or you just want to show how much you've raised at an event. This is going to update in real time. I put two different screens so you can see Circle K. So added the circle option as well. So as this fills in as you're getting to your goal. Or if you don't want to put a goal there, you don't have to. Oh, I think I do on both of these. But super, super easy to remove the goal. And then it's just the total raised. We also have for auction, it's going to scroll through all of your items, and you can brand this with your logos. You can have up to 10 logos here. So if you want to scroll with different sponsors, you can do that. So that will scroll through, or this just has, you can also put something in the center if you want. So I love these leaderboards because they're so dynamic. If you are doing any kind of event, I always recommend that you put one up even just during any kind of downtime or during like a strolling event, just to have it. So as people are walking around, they see this moving, their eyes are going to come to it. And if I were to place a bid on an item, there's going to be a big pop-up. Let me see if I can get one going. All right, let's see. I'm going to bid on this Tahoe trip. So really nice. It just shows people's eyes will be drawn to that in the moment and remind them, oh, there's an auction going on. Let me place a bid. All right, let's go forward a little bit just in the back end of the site now. I was just in this quick ad. So this is where you can just add a bid, a donation, a raffle for somebody on the back end really easily. Now I could spend 2 hours going through all of this. So you have tons of different resources available to you to do actual platform training. We've got videos, we've got a 24/7 tech support team, lots of different step-by-step guides. So I won't bore you with all of the details, but I just wanted to show you what it looks like. Actually, I want to sign in as you to make sure that you're seeing the right things. When you first log in, it'll take you a list of all of your campaigns. You're able to look at your payouts. So when you get paid on a weekly basis from all of the transactions that have been processed through the site. So you can come here and see your Stripe payouts. You can also see your regular giving. So this is going to be the recurring gifts, not just one time, but monthly or yearly. And then your campaigns. So hop into your campaign. First thing it's telling me that you have to set up your bank account. We always want to make sure that's done first. But you get this nice checklist. So as you're setting things up, you will be able to mark things complete once they're done. You'll be able to go to a help guide. So every action has a guide to go with it. So this is giving you a 10-minute overview video and all these different great steps. And then let's say you want to update your campaign name, go to this arrow, and that's going to take you right to where you can update your information. So really try to make it as intuitive as possible by giving you all of the tools and just to show you everything that you need right here. One thing I will go into right now is just your notifications. This is where you can send both automated messages, but also custom ones, and you can customize them. So we have the outbid notification anytime someone is outbid on an item. If you wanted to make any changes to that, you can. It's sent us both a text message and an email, and you can just make any changes you want and save. But we've got, as you can see, I don't know if the screen share shows the drop down, but there are a ton of different messages that you can send. So lots of ways you can customize the site. I like to refer to Givergy as like, even though I'm an iPhone user and I love iPhones, it's like iPhone versus Android, where like there's so much that you can do and you really just have to determine like what you need and kind of narrow down that, versus something like an iPhone. It's just you get what you get, and this is more like straightforward. So there is a lot. Some people can say it's overwhelming, but it's really because we are so customizable and you can do so much with it. You just have to kind of get in there and figure out what you need and then where it is. And then from there, it can be a really amazing tool. The custom notifications, these would be used like auctions closing in 10 minutes. You can select your mailing list. You can select a template, send it as an email, a text, or both. And then you can send a test to yourself, schedule it to go out in advance, save it as a draft, or just send it in a moment. So lots of opportunity to communicate with your guests. Within your guest list, you can upload a guest list, or if you are selling tickets to something like a conference, then any tickets that have been sold will show here. I purchased a ticket here, so you can see them right there. Yeah, so that is very, very brief overview of the back end. Let's see, we do have the reports, which I'll show you. Just a little overview of your totals, different sections there. Lots of things that you can export, so you can download a lot of reports as well, or just review them online. And we have a closeout report, which puts everything into a nice PDF to then show to your board, which is really nice to show to. For payment collection, we have the ability to resend. So let's say someone hasn't paid for their donation yet. You can send them a payment link to remind them. You can do that in bulk, or you can send them individual links. So if I were to click this, it's going to send an email with that link or a text, or I can click on the shopping cart icon and it's going to take me to that checkout page that I can put in an email. So really easy ways to remind people to pay if they don't pay immediately. And all right, now I will show you the event app. I'm just going to kind of briefly go over it because I don't want to take up too much of your time. Okay, let me get this screen shared. There we go. So this is available. You can download it right now on your in your app store on both Android or Apple. When you first download the app, it's just going to ask you to sign in. And this app is strictly just for admins. So anyone who's bidding or donating or buying something, they never need an app. This is just for a tool to use for event management. So if I sign in, it's going to take me to my list just like it does on the website. But then all you have to do is stay on this page. Everything is right here. So let's say I wanted to check somebody into an event. I can type a few letters, pull up their account. I'll use this one. You can update their information if you need to, tell them their table number if you have tables assigned, check them in, confirm their check-in. If I had a credit card reader attached, it would also then allow me to swipe a credit card or insert a card to attach a credit card right at check-in. When I checked myself in just now, I got a text message, and the text is giving me a link to go back into the website. Also, let's see from here, if you can see it says VIP. So any kind of notes that you put will be right underneath their name. I have one that says need to pay at check-in. So anything that you need to know when they're first coming through the door, you can put that in the notes field. I click on this account, you can see their company name as well right there. So pretty slick system. You can go and look at their payment history, their account activity, but you can also bid for them. So if you've got someone who just wants you to do it and they don't want to be bothered with their phone, there's always 10% of people who don't want to do it themselves. You can definitely do it for them. You can still have it pop up on the screen with the display pop-up. Let's say I want to just make a donation, pick my level. Now I can go to the checkout down at the bottom. I can accept the payment fee or not. I can charge a new card, charge the save card if there was one on file, or pay to client. That means that they're paying you directly. They're not paying Givergy through the app. So I can put in like check number and then go from there and pay. So that's how you use the event app. I think it's a really great tool to get people to manage how you can manage your event actually at an event, really just all on one page. Now I will hop back into our PowerPoint. There we go. So just a few other things here. We'll get into the pricing, but I just want to show you the support, the options that we have. So the community, I've referenced this a little bit. This is our help center. So this is going to take you to all of the guides that we have. You do actually have a new way to sign in as well. That's directly through the community, and then you'll get access to all these articles. This is kind of the older way to do it, but you can ask questions. There's blogs and podcasts, and I'm actually hosting a podcast tomorrow that I'll be on, so stay tuned for that. But lots of different resources here. But it's also about the people that we have. So we have 24/7 tech support. Response time is about 4 hours. So this is not meant for when you're at an event, but as you're building up your campaign and managing your campaign. So we have a great team all around the world. So there's always at least one person available to help you. You can call them, text them, or WhatsApp them. So you don't have to use like a live chat screen, even though we do have that available too. Or you can email support@givergy.com. So they're always available and really willing and happy to help you with any kind of how-to questions that you have. All right, so let's get into some plans and pricing. So as we kind of said earlier, so it is a small platform free, but it's zero risk, so it costs nothing to sign up. So you could all go today and sign up for a campaign, and it costs nothing to get started. Once you have done some transactions on the site, it's going to show you your gross total, and then it's going to show you your net. So the difference are the fees that get taken out. So the fees are a 4% platform fee, and then the credit card payment processing fee. So it is going to be determined by your region what that payment processing fee is, but the 4% fee is standard across the global. We just recently added an option to use donor tip. So if you've seen this maybe like on a GoFundMe account, or even like Wikipedia says like, please give us $3, we're trying that out. So essentially instead of paying 4%, you could just add this option to tip Givergy onto the site. So when they go to your guests or your donors go to make a payment, they'll say, do you want to tip Givergy? And then you can bypass that 4% fee and then only pay. You would still be subject to the payment processing fee, but it basically is going to cut your total in half if you just ask them to tip us instead. So I think it's a wonderful tool to really cut down your costs, and it's available to you as you're getting set up and you want to take advantage of the donor tip. You would need to email me, and I have my Kiwanis email address right here. It's just kiwanis@givergy.com. It works for CKI too. If you let me know that you want to take advantage of the donor tip, I just have to activate it on your site for you. So please do that, take advantage of that. Or if you do just want to stick with a 4% fee because you don't feel like you want to ask your donors to pay certain things, then that's completely fine too. It's up to you. And that is how that works. This just shows you if you were to cover the fee. So the platform fee is 4%, processing 3.95%. And I will say that almost all guests will pay that fee if you ask them to. And because it's already optional, most of the time they're happy to pay that because they understand that otherwise you would be paying it. So lots of times that 3.95% is a lot less. This would be if you guys cover it, but you also have the option to make it completely free if you make it mandatory for your guests to pay, which is also an option. All right, so if you are ready to get started, which I hope you all are, you can go ahead and sign up today. So this big QR code, this is going to give you to our Kiwanis landing page. We are in the process of adding all of the CKI clubs to this page, to the form. It should be ready by next week. So if you scan this QR code and you don't see your club on the list, it's just because we're working on getting it added. If you really want to sign up right away, use this one. This is going to take you to our generic sign up form. If you do this, again, just email me and let me know that you did it so I can make sure it gets set up. It would be a little bit slower than the automatic. If you do, hopefully by next week when you sign up, it will automatically create your campaign for you. So we're really hoping we can get that done by next week. I've been told that we will. So fingers crossed that everything gets added correctly and easily there. But if you can't wait, you want to sign up today, tomorrow, or like Monday, then maybe if you want to even scan both of them, you can do that. Use that one because that way you can get started. And then I just have to do a little bit of magic on the back to make sure that your fees are correct and everything. If you have any questions at all, I'm happy to stay on and answer them. You can also email kiwanis@givergy.com. You can also give me a call. That's a direct line to my work phone number. So I want to be as available to you as possible. So especially as you're just getting started, I want to help you brainstorm ideas of things that you could do, work with you as you're just getting started. I'm happy to do a little one-on-one training. And then from there, you'll kind of use the support tools, but I'm happy to do like a one-time free consultation call just to make sure that you really are feeling like you're in a good place and you're set up for success. Well, thank you all so much for your time. I'm so happy to be here.
Serena, thank you so much for taking the time to speak to us tonight.
Thank you. Yeah, happy to.
Thank you so much, Serena. And for all of you, stay on. Those of you in CKI, stay on. We're about to do we have a survey and a drawing. But Serena, thank you so much. This is really cool. This is amazing. I'm super excited for our clubs and districts to use this. So thanks for taking the time out of your night to come and talk to us about it. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys so much. So again, kiwanis@givergy.com. Any questions at all, just send me an email, let me know.
Thanks,
I do have a
Serena.
quick question.
Sure.
Are the districts listed as an option under club if the district wants to operate it as a district?
We definitely want to make that available to you. Josh, do you know, or if Michelle is on? I'm not sure. The form, the list that you sent over, was that only clubs or was that districts as well?
That was only clubs. I thought last
Okay.
time we had talked, Serena, that if if a district wanted to fundraise, they could, but they would need to reach out to you. Is that still the case, or do you want a full list of districts as well?
I think if we can get a full list of districts, because as it is right now, it's just through the clubs, but I think we can make it happen because I think that's going to be even like a larger interest is through the districts. So if you can send me a list of the districts, then we should be able to add it. It might not happen immediately, so it's definitely going to be clubs first. But if you send me the list of districts, I might be able to squeeze it in and get it all done at the same time.
Perfect. And Kyle, thanks for that question because yeah, that's an important thing is that anybody could do this at any level of CKI. So it could be the club level, it could be the district level. And for transparency about how we're functioning, because this is a new partnership and we're figuring things out of how to update club lists, because club lists change every year, right? Some clubs fall off the list and some clubs are chartered. So we want to make sure that Serena and the Givergy team have the right list. So I think right now we're at like a monthly cadence of sending her a club listing. And so we can, if you don't see if you don't see your club on there, for example, just send a note to me and I can get it on make sure it's on the list, the next list to Serena's team.
Yeah. And once you sign up for one, then you have basically a year access to the site, and then you'll renew every year if you would like to. So you don't have to sign up for every single campaign. You're just signing up for the first time, and then you can just go in and create a second or third or fifth or 20 campaigns, as many as you want throughout the year. One thing I did forget to mention that I want to mention is that we are creating like a CKI kit that's going to include logos. So Josh has already been gracious enough to send me over like some assets. So when you first sign up, it's going to be a blank campaign, and then our support team is going to go through and add your logos for you, like a banner image, some settings as well that we have some default settings. So we're going to go through and do that for you just to kind of get you started. And then from there, you can edit, you can move things all around. But we just want to be able to do that just to kind of get you in a place where you don't have to start from complete scratch. Awesome. Well, thank you all. Yeah, if there's anything else that you need, again, you can email me, call me, beat me. If you want to reach me, I'm always here.
Thanks, Serena.
Actually, Josh, I have a quick question. You may know the answer to this.
Go for it.
A lot of schools sometimes like have rules with like fundraising and all of that. How would that work with this? Like, is it since it's the idea of like it's technically in partnership with Kiwanis that it's like the burden falls on them, if my question makes sense?
Well, are you
Because some
maybe?
universities have like fundraising rules. So like I'm just curious like about that, like how this would work under that.
Right. Is it, I mean, all universities and across countries is going to be, there's a lot of nuance there probably that I'm not going to be able to speak in general terms about everything and be true about everything, right? But I mean, this kind of this platform is not related to your school. It's related to your club or district, right? So I'm not sure. I mean, the best
That's
advice
what
that
I
I
was
can,
kind of thinking. I just wanted to make
yeah.
sure.
The best advice that I could give you is to if you're like concerned about it, talk to one of your school administrators. I mean, your faculty advisor would probably be the best touch point. But be because this is not connected to your school, that would seem strange to me that it would cause issues.
Okay, I kind of figured too. I just wanted to check. You know, every school has like different rules and everything. So just
Yeah.
wanted to err on the side of caution. Thank you.
All right, so we do have Josh, can I go ahead and share the survey with them?
Yeah, you're
The
the
chat.
boss.
Okay, so everyone, I'm dropping a survey in the chat. If you could fill this out tonight, that'd be great. That way we can just get some feedback on the event or just online events in general. We sending these out after most of them, so if you could do that, that would be amazing. And am I missing anything, Madison? Oh yeah. Thank you, Madison. So, just some last minute reminders. December 1st is the deadline for both dues and the Tomorrow Fund. And yeah, that's all I have. So thank you all so much for coming out tonight. We really appreciate it. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited for this. I think this is going to be great. I think it's going to be a really good thing and a really good partnership. So definitely spread the word to not only your other leaders, but and the people on your team, but to general members as well. We really want everyone taking full advantage of this new member benefit. So thank you all so much for coming out.